There was once a wise and powerful emperor named Yu who ruled over ancient China. He was known for his benevolence and his unwavering dedication to his people. One day, a terrible flood ravaged the land, overflowing rivers and submerging entire villages. The people cried out in despair, and Emperor Yu, with a heavy heart, sought a solution. He gathered his most skilled engineers and scholars, and together they devised a plan to control the raging waters. For 13 long years, Emperor Yu tirelessly led his people, digging canals and building dams. He worked alongside them, his clothes caked in mud, his hands calloused from labor. He even passed his own home 3 times without stopping, so dedicated was he to the task. During this time, he encountered many challenges. Fierce beasts lurked in the flooded lands, and mischievous spirits tried to thwart his efforts. But Emperor Yu, with his unwavering resolve and the help of his loyal companions, overcame every obstacle. He tamed the Yellow River, guided the waters to the sea, and brought peace back to the land. His people, grateful for his selflessness and perseverance, hailed him as a hero and a savior. After the floods receded and the land was safe once more, Emperor Yu continued to rule with wisdom and compassion. He established laws, promoted agriculture, and ensured that everyone had enough to eat. He was a just ruler, always listening to the concerns of his people and striving to create a harmonious society. One day, as he was walking through his vast gardens, he came across a beautiful glowing pearl. It shimmered with an ethereal light, and a soft, warm energy emanated from it. He knew instinctively that this was no ordinary gem. He took the pearl and placed it in the center of his palace, and from that day forward, the pearl brought prosperity and good fortune to his kingdom. It was said that the pearl was a gift from the heavens, a testament to Emperor Yu's virtuous reign. Years passed, and Emperor Yu grew old. He had lived a long and fulfilling life, always putting his people first. As his time on earth drew to a close, the heavens opened and a celestial chariot descended. Emperor Yu, with a serene smile on his face, stepped into the chariot, and it ascended back into the sky, carrying him to the realm of the immortals. He became known as Yu the Great, a legendary figure whose legacy of dedication, perseverance, and benevolence continued to inspire generations. And so Yu the Great joined the pantheon of gods, his spirit forever intertwined with the rivers and mountains he had tamed. But even in the celestial realms, the memory of his earthly struggles and triumphs resonated. Other deities, witnessing his unwavering commitment to humanity, recognized his extraordinary virtue. Among them was the Jade Emperor, who, impressed by Yu's wisdom and compassion, invited him to join his celestial court. Yu, however, had a deep-seated connection to the mortal world. He knew that even with the floods controlled, humanity still faced countless challenges. He saw the struggles of farmers, the hardships of the poor, and the constant threat of natural disasters. He couldn't simply abandon them, even for the grandeur of the heavens. So he respectfully declined the Jade Emperor's initial offer, expressing his desire to continue aiding humankind in a different capacity. The Jade Emperor, understanding Yu's noble intentions, granted him a unique role. Yu the Great was bestowed with the power to oversee the waters of the world, not just the rivers and floods, but also the oceans, lakes, and rainfall. He became the divine regulator of all aquatic elements, ensuring balance and preventing future calamities. It was a task that perfectly suited his inherent nature and his lifelong dedication to water management. From his celestial abode, Yu the Great continued his benevolent work. He would observe the mortal realm through the mists and clouds, his gaze piercing the veil between worlds. When droughts threatened crops, he would subtly influence the winds to bring rain. When excessive rains caused minor flooding, he would guide the waters to recede gently, minimizing damage. His interventions were rarely overt, often appearing as natural occurrences, for he believed in guiding humanity to self-sufficiency rather than simply solving all their problems directly. He also became a patron deity for those who worked with water, fishermen, sailors, and those who built irrigation systems. They would offer prayers and sacrifices to him, seeking his blessings for safe voyages and abundant harvests. Temples dedicated to Yu the Great began to appear along riverbanks and coastlines, humble shrines where people could express their gratitude and seek his guidance. His legend grew not just as the flood controller, but as a silent guardian, a benevolent force ensuring the life-giving essence of water remained a blessing, not a curse. While Yu the Great tirelessly watched over the waters, another celestial being emerged, born from the very essence of the earth's fertility and the warmth of the sun. This was Shenong, the divine farmer. Unlike Yu, whose focus was on the external forces of nature, Shenong's concern lay with the sustenance of humanity, the plants and herbs that fed and healed them. Shenong was not born into the celestial court, nor did he ascend through trials of heroism. He manifested as a being with a human body and the head of an ox, a symbol of his strength and connection to the land. From the moment of his emergence, he possessed an innate understanding of the natural world, a profound empathy for the hunger and suffering of early humans who subsisted on raw meat and wild berries, often falling ill from poisonous plants. Driven by compassion, Shenong embarked on a perilous journey across the vast and untamed lands. He tasted hundreds of different plants, enduring countless bouts of illness as he meticulously identified those that were edible and those that were poisonous. It is said that he had a transparent stomach, allowing him to observe the effects of each plant on his body, thereby distinguishing between safe and harmful flora. He discovered tea as an antidote to many poisons, a miraculous beverage that cleansed and invigorated. Not content with simply identifying edible plants, Shenong also taught humanity how to cultivate them. He introduced the plow, a revolutionary tool that transformed barren earth into fertile fields. He showed them how to sow seeds, how to irrigate crops, and how to harvest their bounty. He taught them the cycles of planting and growing, bringing order and predictability to their food supply. Before Shenong, humanity was at the mercy of nature's whims. After him, they could actively participate in their own sustenance. His knowledge wasn't limited to food. Shenong meticulously cataloged various herbs and their medicinal properties, creating the first pharmacopoeia. He taught people how to prepare concoctions to cure ailments, how to treat injuries, and how to maintain good health. He understood the delicate balance between the human body and the natural world, paving the way for traditional Chinese medicine. Shenong's presence brought about a golden age for early humans. No longer did they live in constant fear of starvation or disease. They built settled communities, their lives enriched by the knowledge he had bestowed upon them. He was revered as a benevolent teacher, a divine guide who had lifted them from a state of primal existence to one of cultivation and well-being. Though he was a deity, he walked among them, his ox head a symbol of his tireless labor for their benefit. As Shenong nurtured the earth and taught humanity the secrets of agriculture, a new challenge arose, one that tested the very fabric of the young civilization. Beasts of the wild, once a distant threat, grew bolder. Tigers stalked villages, wolves preyed on livestock, and monstrous creatures, remnants of the chaotic age before Pangu, began to emerge from hidden lairs, terrorizing the populace and undoing the order Shenong had worked so hard to establish. It became clear that while food and medicine were essential, protection was equally vital. From this need, another powerful deity was born, emerging from the rugged mountains and the spirit of martial strength, Qiyu, the god of war. Qiyu was a fearsome figure with a bronze head, an iron forehead, and 4 eyes and 6 arms. His body was said to be impenetrable to ordinary weapons, and he wielded a variety of deadly armaments, including spears, halberds, and swords. Unlike the benevolent Yu and Shenong, Qiyu's nature was fierce and unyielding. He was born of conflict, a manifestation of the raw, aggressive energy needed to confront the growing threats. He quickly gathered a formidable army, not of humans, but of equally fierce beings, demons, spirits, and monstrous creatures that chose to align with his power rather than the forces of chaos. Among his loyal followers were the 81 brothers, formidable warriors in their own right. Qiyu's arrival was not marked by peace, but by a powerful, unshakable will to dominate and protect through strength. He taught early humans the art of warfare, showing them how to forge weapons from metal, how to organize themselves into disciplined units, and how to defend their homes and fields against the rampaging beasts. He was a stern teacher, demanding unwavering courage and absolute loyalty, but his methods were effective. Under his guidance, humanity began to fight back, their fear slowly replaced by a burgeoning sense of self-defense. However, Chiyu's aggressive nature soon brought him into conflict with other emerging leaders. His ambition was not merely to protect, but to establish dominance. He sought to bring all the tribes and nascent kingdoms under his sway, believing that only through absolute unity and martial prowess could humanity truly thrive and remain safe. This philosophy put him at odds with other figures who sought order through different means, setting the stage for legendary battles that would shape the destiny of early China. The era of peace fostered by Shennong now gave way to an age of conflict, led by the formidable and unyielding god of war. The escalating conflicts orchestrated by Chiyu's ambitions soon brought him face to face with a leader of a different caliber, the Yellow Emperor Huangdi. Huangdi was a descendant of the heavens, imbued with wisdom, virtue, and a profound understanding of cosmic order. He represented a more balanced approach to governance, valuing diplomacy and intellectual advancement as much as strength. While Chiyu sought to unify through force, Huangdi aimed to unite through shared culture, innovation, and a just system of rule. Huangdi was revered for his numerous inventions and contributions to civilization. He was credited with creating the first chariots, developing written language, inventing the compass, and even establishing the first system of medicine, building upon Shennong's foundational knowledge. He fostered the arts, music, and astronomy, envisioning a society where human potential could flourish in harmony with the natural world. His reign marked a significant shift from the primal existence to an organized, enlightened society. As Chiyu's aggressive expansion threatened the stability Huangdi sought to cultivate, a confrontation became inevitable. Chiyu, with his bronze head, iron forehead, and army of monstrous allies, was a formidable foe. He could summon dense fogs to disorient his enemies and wielded the power of wind and rain. The clash between these two titans was not merely a battle for territory. It was a struggle between two opposing ideologies for the future of humanity. The decisive battle took place at Jiulu. Chiyu unleashed his magical fog, engulfing Huangdi's forces in a thick, impenetrable mist, rendering them blind and confused. But Huangdi, with his ingenuity, brought forth his newly invented south-pointing chariot, which always indicated south regardless of the terrain or magical interference. This brilliant invention allowed his army to navigate the fog and maintain their formation. As the battle raged, the heavens themselves seemed to take sides. Huangdi appealed to the power of the drought demon, Nuba, who descended from the sky and scorched the earth, dispelling Chiyu's magical fog and weakening his monstrous allies. Chiyu fought with unmatched ferocity, his 6 arms a blur of deadly weapons, but Huangdi, aided by his celestial allies and his own strategic brilliance, slowly gained the upper hand. Finally, after a long and arduous struggle, Huangdi managed to capture Chiyu. Instead of simply executing him, Huangdi recognized the raw, untamed power within Chiyu and sought to harness it for good. He used Chiyu's essence to create powerful war drums, whose thunderous sound would strike fear into any future enemies, and whose image served as a deterrent. Chiyu's spirit, though subdued, was honored for its strength, becoming a symbol of martial prowess to be respected rather than simply feared. With Chiyu defeated, Huangdi established himself as the undisputed sovereign. His victory marked the beginning of a unified China under a benevolent and enlightened ruler, ushering in a golden age of peace, innovation, and cultural flourishing. The Yellow Emperor became the foundational ancestor of the Chinese people, his legacy a testament to the power of wisdom, innovation, and balanced leadership over brute force. With the defeat of Chiyu and the establishment of Huangdi's reign, a period of unprecedented peace and prosperity settled upon the land. Humanity, guided by the Yellow Emperor, flourished, building grand cities, developing intricate social structures, and creating beautiful works of art. The celestial beings, satisfied with the harmony achieved on Earth, largely receded into the background, their influence subtle and guiding rather than direct. However, even in this golden age, the delicate balance between the mortal and immortal realms sometimes required intervention. From the very fabric of nature's beauty and the essence of love, emerged a goddess of unparalleled grace and charm, Chang. She was not a warrior like Qiyu, nor a ruler like Huangdi, but a deity whose story would forever be intertwined with the moon and the bittersweet taste of immortality. Chang was originally a mortal woman, married to the heroic archer Hu Yi, the very same who shot down the 9 scorching suns to save the world. Her beauty was legendary, captivating all who beheld her. After Hu Yi's heroic deed, he was rewarded by the celestial Queen Mother of the West with an elixir of immortality, enough for both him and his beloved wife to ascend to godhood. Hu Yi, deeply in love with Chang, did not wish to leave her mortal life or force her into immortality without her full consent. He decided to hide the elixir, planning to share it with her when the time was right, when they both felt ready for such a profound transformation. One day, while Hu Yi was away hunting, a malevolent apprentice named Peng Meng, who had learned of the elixir, broke into their home, intending to steal it for himself. Chang, alone and defenseless, knew she could not fight him. To prevent the elixir from falling into the wrong hands that would surely use its power for evil, she made a selfless and agonizing decision. She drank the entire elixir herself. As the potent liquid coursed through her veins, Chang felt an ethereal lightness consume her. Her body began to float, gently lifting her off the ground, past the rooftops of her home and higher into the sky. She rose higher and higher, a luminous figure against the twilight until she reached the heavens. In her immense love and longing for Hu Yi, she chose the closest celestial body to Earth as her new home, the moon. There, on the desolate but beautiful lunar palace, Chang became the goddess of the moon. She was eternally beautiful, forever youthful, but also eternally alone, separated from her beloved husband by the vast expanse of the cosmos. Hu Yi, heartbroken by her departure, would gaze at the moon each night, offering sacrifices of her favorite foods and fruits, hoping to catch a glimpse of her ethereal form. Chang's story became a poignant tale of love, sacrifice, and the bittersweet nature of immortality. She symbolized grace, purity, and the quiet sorrow of eternal separation. Her presence on the moon cast a gentle glow upon the earth, a constant reminder of enduring love and the complex choices that define even the gods. The celestial tapestry, rich with the stories of gods and mortals, continued to unfold, weaving in tales of compassion, transformation, and enduring legend. Among the most beloved and widely worshipped figures to emerge was Guanyin, the bodhisattva of compassion. Her journey was unlike many of the other deities, for she began not as a primordial force or a heroic figure, but as a princess who chose a path of profound selflessness and enlightenment. Guanyin's mortal incarnation was said to be Princess Miao Shan, born to a king who desired a powerful alliance through her marriage. However, Miao Shan harbored no worldly ambitions. Her heart was set on spiritual devotion. She sought to become a Buddhist nun, dedicating her life to alleviating suffering. Her father, furious at her defiance, subjected her to harsh trials, ordering her to perform menial tasks and endure severe hardships in the temple. Yet Miao Shan faced every challenge with serene determination, her kindness even drawing wild animals to assist her in her chores. When her father, in his rage, ordered the temple burned and later condemned her to death, Miao Shan met her fate with unwavering peace. It is said that the executioner's sword broke, unable to harm her, and she willingly accepted death, taking upon herself the karma of the executioner to spare him suffering. Upon her arrival in the underworld, her pure spirit transformed the gloomy realm into a paradise of blooming lotuses, releasing the tormented souls from their suffering. The king of hell, overwhelmed by her benevolence, swiftly sent her back to the mortal realm. Resurrected and now truly enlightened, Miao Shan ascended to godhood, becoming Guanyin, the perceiver of the world's sounds. She embodied infinite compassion, vowing to remain a bodhisattva, one who postpones their own Buddhahood until all sentient beings were freed from suffering. She was often depicted holding a lotus flower, symbolizing purity and enlightenment, and a willow branch, used to sprinkle divine nectar of compassion. Guanyin possessed the ability to assume any form necessary to help those in need, appearing as a man, a woman, a child, or even an animal. Her ears were perpetually open to the cries of the world, and countless stories recounted her miraculous interventions. calming stormy seas for desperate sailors, bringing rain to parched lands, healing the sick, and granting children to barren women. She became the patron of mothers, fishermen, and all who faced hardship, her gentle presence a source of hope and solace. Her most iconic act of compassion came during the perilous journey of the Tang monk Xuanzang, Tripitaka, to the west in search of Buddhist scriptures. Recognizing the profound importance of this quest for humanity, Guanyin orchestrated the gathering of powerful disciples to protect the monk, including the mischievous yet ultimately loyal Monkey King, Sun Wukong. It was Guanyin who provided the magical golden headband that could keep the unruly Wukong in check, ensuring the success of their arduous pilgrimage. Guanyin's influence spread far beyond China, touching hearts and minds across Asia. She represented the ultimate embodiment of mercy and kindness, a constant reminder that even amidst the grand sagas of cosmic creation, epic battles, and personal tragedies, the greatest divine power lay in boundless compassion and unwavering love for all beings. Her legend served as a timeless beacon, guiding humanity towards empathy and spiritual awakening.